Whoa. Okay. Hi. The new expansion comes out in probably about an hour and a half. Uh, and I procrastinated making part two of my card review, and I was like, well, I could just leave part one up, but I was like, I might as well finish it because I still have a lot of thoughts here. Yeah. So same thing as before. 1 to 5 stars. Hearthpone. Awesome. New set. I cannot wait. Rotation. This is easily the most excited I've been for Hearthstone in probably like 3 years. I cannot wait. Anyways, Gold Petal Drake, 3 mana, 3/4, Battlecry, and Death Rattle imbue your hero power. This is for Paladin. Paladin's imbue hero power is Blessing of the Dragon. Shuffle 2 Emerald Portals into your deck. Your portals summon 1-cost dragons. And the cost changes every single time you imbue. And also a fun little signature. So this card, at its base, is a 3 mana, 3/4, which is fine. You know, like, it's Spider Tank, but on a dragon. But the imbue, at the very least, allows you to shuffle 2-cost dragons into your deck. That's not the worst thing ever, honestly. I think Imbue Paladin honestly might be like the strongest Imbue deck, only because it's just so like generally good. That I think this is a solid like 4-star card, honestly. Lightmender, Paladins choose 1 card of the set. Taunt, 4 mana, choose 1, +3 attack and Divine Shield, or +3 health and lifesteal, and is a 3/3 by default. This card's not great. If there was a way to get both choose 1 options in Paladin, this would be kind of insane, right? You know, like this would be a 4 mana 6/6 taunt divine. I'm actually kind of happy it's not that, but it's not great. So this is honestly a 1-star card for me. Renewing Flames. Now this one's interesting only because I don't want to judge this card by itself. I want to judge it also in tandem with the Wild God Paladin is getting, which we will get to down the road. So Renewing Flame, I believe Paladin's first nature spell. 7 mana, lifesteal, deal 5 damage to the lowest health enemy twice. By itself, it's 7 mana, deal 10, and heal 10. That's not the worst thing ever. I wouldn't say it's, like, incredible. But by itself, like, you can play it by itself. I still wouldn't, you know. I think by itself it still is a 1.5, maybe 2-star card. But I think with the Wild God we are getting, I also see a more, like, mid-range, maybe even, like, Control Paladin style working. And that is because of this card and the Wild God, which we will get you later. And because of that, I think it's going to be a 3-star card. Not great, but I think it's not bad. Alright, Dragon Scale Ornaments. This card is insane. 1/1 mana Holy Spell. Draw a spell that started in your deck and one that didn't. This card kind of scares me because this allows you... I mean, it's 1 mana, draw 2. No matter what, this will see play. It doesn't even matter, like, if you're running, like, a deck that doesn't have, like, a ton of ways to shuffle cards into your deck, right? Like, even if you are, even if you are not running the imbue stuff, which I think you will be, you know, like, even just being able, to draw stuff from, like, Marin or Incendious, I think those by itself, honestly, this might become a must-play, I think, in every single Paladin deck. I think this is actually a 5-star card, I'll be honest with you. Aegis of Light, 1 mana Holy Spell, again. Summon a random 1-cost minion and give it Taunt. Imbue your hero power. This is just a solid card. This is a phenomenal card, honestly, a solid 4-star option. I really don't have too much else to say about it, other than I think it's just really, really good. Ursine Maul. Or, Ursine? I don't know. 4 mana, 4/2 Paladin Weapon. After your hero attacks, draw your highest cost card. This is, so it's funny because I think this card just goes to show how much they want to lower the power level, right? Because we had Quick Pick, a 2-mana weapon for 2 classes, which allowed you to draw a card. And it was stupid. And this is a 4-mana card that basically, that is a more tutor draw, but it's not as good. And it's also 4 mana. But, however, I still think it's going to be okay in the year of the Raptor, honestly. I'm going to give this a 3-star. Yeah, I'll give it a 3-star card. You know, lots of good ways to draw all of your expensive stuff. If Paladin ever gets some more, like, combo tools that rely on, you know, like, having, like, one expensive combo piece, this card will be running it. Yeah, I think this is a solid 3-star card. Mark of Ursel. Ooh, 2-mana spell. Choose a minion. If it's an enemy, set its stats to 1/1. If it's a friendly, set it to 3/3 instead. This is interesting. We have had a lot of cards that do either one or the other of these. And this one is just that again. The cards have never been amazing. But they are good to discover. And because of that, I'm going to give it 1 star, but expect to see this one a little bit, just off of the discover effects. Dream Warden. Taunt, Battlecry, 4-mana 3/4 dragon. If there's a card in your deck that didn't start there, draw it and gain +2/+2. This is a phenomenal card, even in the non-imbue decks, but I think, especially in the imbue decks, I think it will see the most amount of play. I also think this might be a 5-star card, because at the very worst, it's a 4-mana 3/4 taunt, which is not great, but 99% of the time, it's going to be a 4-mana 5/6 taunt. That's okay. I think that is actually worth playing, and it also draws you a card. I think this is also a 5-star card, honestly. Torith, the Unbreaking. Really, really cool art. If I'm being honest, I actually like the non-signature version more, but that's just me. 5-mana 3/4, Divine Shield and Taunt. Your Divine Shields take 3 hits to break. This card scares me, because Divine Shields are already pretty annoying. This is just going to make them even more annoying. Thankfully, it does have Taunt, you know, so it's hard to really use it with other things that have, with other things that have Divine Shield. I guess actually kind of looking like Libram of Faith could kind of work. Tiger's Plushie, but still, you were usually using this as a big taunt minion, right? And for that, it's pretty good! I expect this to see play pretty much everywhere. I think this is a solid 4-star card. Now, Ursel, the Wild God for Paladin, with a really good signature. 8-mana 9/7 Beast Battlecry. Cast the highest cost spell from your hand as an aura that lasts 3 turns. This is what I was talking about with the 7-mana nature spell. If I'm being honest, I don't know if that... I don't know if this is good with anything other than that 7-mana nature spell. But for that spell, it's pretty good. I think this is a solid 4-star card. I think this will probably be the most expensive card you see in a lot of Paladin decks going forward. And that's Paladin. I don't think I made it very clear here, but I think their imbue stuff is the best. It's really easy to draw the cards you need to get. It's very easy to imbue your hero power. I think they're going to be the best imbue deck, which is awesome, because I don't like hand buff Paladin at all. And I'm happy it's getting nerfed already, but I'm ready to see it go bye-bye and have this be around. Because, again, this is still going to be very, very annoying, but way more fun to play against. Forbidden Shrine. Now we're going on to Mage. Mage is crazy. And I don't even really like Mage. I think Mage is insane, though, here. First off, a location, 1-mana 3 durability location, Forbidden Shrine. Spend all your mana. Cast a random spell that costs that much. This is a very fun one. It reminds me of the old Forbidden cards. I wonder why. Maybe it's because it's a Forbidden Shrine. But honestly, for a location, this is a great way just to like spend mana that you have left over. I don't know if it's great. In fact, if I'm being honest, I don't think it's like incredible, but I could see it sliding into decks right now. I'd say probably once the next set comes out, I could see this one fading out of relevancy pretty quick. But for now, I'm gonna give it 2 stars. Star Surge, 3 mana arcane spell. Deal 1 damage to a minion, improved by each friendly minion that died in this game. Now keep in mind, this is not while this is in your hand. This is just throughout the game. And Mage has a lot of stuff to do with summoning little dudes, summoning little wisps. And because of that, this card I think is going to be on average, even by turn 3, it's probably going to be a 3 mana deal 3 or 4. But, you know, like, but late game, this is now like a 3 mana deal 10, deal 20, deal a trillion damage. And that makes it pretty good. So I think this is a solid 4-star card, honestly. Wisp Rider. 5 mana, 4/4. Battle cry, imbue your hero power, then trigger it. Mage's imbue is Blessing of the Wisp. 2 mana, summon one wisp. Deal 1 damage randomly split among all enemies. Now, both of these numbers upgrade. So that means, you know, if you imbue it again, it then becomes summon 2 of them, and then deal 2 damage. You know, that's summon 3 or 4 or 5. It's cool to see Mage get, like, because, I'll be honest, I think having, like, all spell decks, it usually never goes well. It usually is just, like, really unfun to play against. You know, because there are way fewer ways to interact with an opponent's hand than it is to react to an opponent's board. And I think that's why I really, really like the direction of Mage having more minion-based stuff while still being Mage, you know, because this can still kill you kind of just out of nowhere, especially with Legendary, it gets down the line. But I love this direction of Mage. I think this is awesome. Wisp Rider, I think is a 4-star card. I think Imbue Mage might be probably the second best Imbue deck. I don't know, either this one or maybe Druid. We'll have to see. I'll find out in probably like an hour and a half. Yep, yeah. Alright. 1 mana, choose 1 spell for Mage. Spark of Life. Discover a Mage spell or discover a Druid spell. I don't think you'll be seeing this one very often. If I'm being honest. The art looks awesome. Like, whoo! The art's awesome. I think this is just a spell you get off of the Discover card from Druid. Otherwise, I don't think it's very good, especially in Mage. I think this is a 1-star card. Oh, my kitty's here. Hello, do you want to come say hi? Oh my gosh. Toast loves Spark of Life. Oh, she doesn't want to be held right now. Okay. Bye-bye. Alright. Divination. 2 mana arcane spell, destroy a friendly wisp, and to draw 3 cards. This is a really good card. Wisps are 0 mana cards, you know, they are 1/1s. You don't feel bad about killing one of these to draw 3 cards. I know right now, Warlock has Eat the Imp, which basically does the same thing, but that's for more like Death Rattle focused stuff. This is strictly for Wisps, so it's not as flexible, but for the decks it's for, it's pretty good. I think this is a 4-star card as well. Merry Moonkin. Now, here's the one card that is Wisp-oriented that I don't think is very good. 4 mana, 3/6. At the end of your turn, gain 1 armor. Repeat for each Wisp you control. So this is, at best, 4 mana, at the end of your turn, gain 6 armor, which is not bad. I don't think anyone will argue it's bad. But that's going to be much harder to trigger the later the game goes, right? And also, like, I don't know. It's probably better to just keep imbuing your hero power than to you know, like, gain value off of it, especially with Mage's Imbue. I think this is honestly a 2-star card. I don't think it's, like, the worst thing ever. I don't think it's... I just think this is definitely the weakest imbue card in Mage for sure. Yeah, imbue oriented card. Stellar Balance. Again, crazy art. I love this art. 2-mana arcane spell. Get a Moonfire and a Starfire. Give them spell damage +1. So Moonfire, deal 1 damage, but now it deals 2. Starfire, deal 5 damage and draw a card, but now it's deal 6. Weird card, honestly. I don't think it's bad. I don't think it's very good. I'm gonna give it 1 star for now, but I could see it seeing play later on. But I feel like mages have better ways to deal damage, better ways to generate spells, and better ways to kill opponents than to get 2 random druid spells. But I love the art of it, so. Spirit Gatherer. 2 mana, 2/1. Battlecry, get a Wisp. So this is just, add the 0 mana 1/1 to your hand and imbue your hero power. Now, at first I was like, why would you care about having Wisp in your hand? But honestly, for this card, it basically guarantees you have a way to draw 3 cards, right? Because you can just hold on to the Wisp in your hand until then. And it's pretty good. This card, I think, is actually kind of insane. This is honestly a 4-star card. I see, like, every single imbue deck is going to be running it. Kwanzu. 3-mana, 3/4 beast. I like this card a lot. It's not great. But Battlecry, discover a spell. Choose to keep it or put it on top of your opponent's deck. Which, again, I actually have not seen these arts here to choose. They look very nice. This card's not good. I can kind of compare it to Merch Seller, which was in Festival of Legends 4-mana 3/5, I think. At the end of your turn, put a random spell. This is different because you actually get to choose if you want the spell. I just don't think this has any chance, which breaks my heart because I think the idea of this is really, really cool. I'm gonna give it 1 star. And finally, Asina, I think. This card's crazy with one of the craziest signatures I have ever seen in my entire life. Oh my gosh. Also, the default art also looks kind of neat. 8 mana, 6/8, Battlecry. If 20 friendly minions have died this game, deal 20 damage split among all enemies. And it is an undead. Not that that really matters, just so you know. This is a lot like Astalor, which is insane, but thankfully, again, there is no Brand. But you can get Brand off of the 4-mana neutral spell, I guess. But how consistent is that? I don't know. I still think this is a fantastic finisher, though, for any imbue deck. This is, I mean, if you're running imbue, you are running this. This is a solid 4-star card. I think Mage has a really fun set, and for the first time in a long time, I'm excited to play Mage, which is very fun. Hunter. Hunter is the first class I ever got 1,000 wins with, so I like him a lot. Which is funny because I feel like I don't really like Hunter that much, even though clearly I must. So their package honestly doesn't, like, it's, if I'm being honest, I'm the least impressed by this one, like, flavor-wise and fun-wise. I still think it's very good, but I don't know how fun it is. And we will get to that right now. 2 mana, 2/2, Exotic Houndmaster, Battlecry, draw a beast, and imbue your hero power. Cool signature, though, obviously. Blessing of the Wolf, 2 mana. Give a random beast in your hand +1 attack. It costs 1 less. Both of those numbers go up by 1 every single time you imbue. This is insane mana cheat for Hunter. And this card also lets you draw a beast that, that you can then discount. I'm happy a lot of charge minions are no longer in Standard. There still are. I still know King Plush is around. I think King Plush is going to be kind of insane with all this imbue stuff. But very, very good card. Easily a 4-star card. Mythical Runebear, 4 mana, 3/4, Taunt, Battlecry. If this has 4 or more attacks. So I'm going to copy this. If I'm being honest, not great. I feel like if you're going to be running the imbue stuff in Hunter, there are way better things to do than to just summon two 5/4s or whatever. Still not bad. I'm gonna give it 2 stars, but I don't think this is easily not their best card. Speaking of not great cards, 4 mana Grace of the Great Wolf. Choose 1, deal 4 damage to the enemy hero, or summon 2 3/2 wolves with Rush. Now, 4 damage to the enemy hero stinks. It is just not good, and you don't want to play that for this. 2 3/2 wolves with Rush is okay. It's Tomb Trader, the 4 mana 3/2 Rush Reborn minion for warrior. It's that 6 years later. I think this is also a 1-star card. This card's not incredible. Spirit Bond. Now this is actually a card I think actually is kind of being slept on. I know people still like it, but I think this card's better than some people think. Toast is looking at a bug, I think. I don't know what she's doing. 3 mana nature spell, Spirit Bond. Deal 3 damage to a minion. If that kills it, summon a 3/2 wolf with Rush. This a lot of people have compared this to Flanking Strike. This is Flanking Strike, but it's better. And honestly, Flanking Strike is what, like 8 years old now? Maybe 7. I think that's okay. I think this card is fine. It's 3 stars. Honestly, I might even be willing to bump it up to 4 because it's not as bad as you would think. It's just, I don't know where this fits anywhere right now because Hunter has so many 3 mana options. I don't know if this makes it. But I think it can. So I'm still going to give it 3 stars. I guess 2.5, but I'll give it 3. Shepherd's Crook. 3 mana 3/2 weapon. After your hero attacks, summon a 3/3 sheep that's dormant for 2 turns. I like it a lot. This card is really slow. Way slower than anything Hunter wants to be doing. I think this is a 1-star card, even though that hurts me because it looks very fun. I think this is a 1-star card, though. Umberclaw. Now, here is a good card. 4 mana 5/2 Rush. Death Rattle. Imbue your hero power. With a fun little signature version. This card is pretty good. This card is good. A really good target to imbue, and it also gives you another imbue proc. So I think it's pretty good. I think this is, again, a 4-star card. Amphibian Spirit. This card's weird, and I don't know what to think about it. So I don't even know if I can give this one a rating, because we have seen cards like this before. Let me actually read it first. 2 mana, Amphibian Spirit. Give a minion +2/+2, and Death Rattle. Give a friendly minion +2/+2, and this Death Rattle. This is Leapfrogger from Battlegrounds. It's now in Standard. But Battlegrounds is different, where all the minions just attack. You don't really choose, how they attack or whatever, other than the order, I guess. We have seen cards like this before. There is the Mech Beast from Titans that didn't see any play. There's the Hat from Badlands that didn't see any play except in my decks. I don't think this card's good, and I think it's really clunky to make work. I think this is a 1-star card. I would be willing to give it 2 because I think Token Hunter might be able to make this work, which I think actually will be okay in this upcoming set. This is a 1-star card, though. Verdant Dreamsaber. 5 mana 4/7. Battle Cry. If this costs 3 or less, attack 2 enemy minions. Now, this is a good imbue card to get. Now, this is way better than the Taunt one we saw before. I think this is the card that you will be seeing Probably not as often as some other bigger beasts in the Imbue deck. So because of that, I'm going to give it only 3 stars, but I think it is a solid 3-star card. Hopefully this does see play. Now, Brawl Bear Mantle. 5 mana, 3/5. Legendary for Hunter. After you cast a spell, summon a random animal companion. This card is crazy. This card is way crazier than you would think. This is a phenomenal token generator. Gives you really good statted minions. Okay, these guys have been in the game for now a decade. Would you run a 3 mana 4/2 charge? Yeah! Would you run a 3 mana 2/4 all other minions have +1 attack? Sometimes. 3 mana 4/4? Sometimes. This card has, like, the animal companions have not been power crept, I think, as much as some people think. And to have this card, now we are losing a lot of cheap spells. We are losing a bunch of bananas. We are losing the Forge card. But we still have a few cheap spells. I think this card will see play. I think this is also a 4-star card. Could be 3, but I am optimistic. I'm going to give it 4 stars. Here's the big scary guy that everyone is scared of, myself included. Goldrinn. Very cool to finally see him in Standard and not just in Battlegrounds, though. 9 mana, 9/9. Rush. Friendly beasts deal double damage to anything. Thank God ABJ is gone. I hate that card. I don't like how that card is designed. I just don't like how that card. I just don't like strategies like that, I guess. But this card is 9 mana and is not 2 mana. And still allows you to OTK your opponent pretty easily, I feel like. But I think this card is probably even like a 5-star card, honestly. This card will see play in a lot of decks. My favorite deck, my favorite archetype, I would say, probably is Big Beast Hunter. This card fits perfectly in it. I wonder if Mystery Egg comes back. I would love for it to, because I miss it. I really enjoyed it, Mystery Egg Hunter. I hope it does come back. In fact, I'll be playing that probably later today. But that's Hunter. I think Hunter got some cool tools, but I think people are hyping up the set Hunters a little bit more than I think it deserves. It's still very good, but I think this is the definition of middle of the road. It's fine, and that's okay. Druid's insane. Druid has, again, okay, classes I don't like: Druid, Mage, Demon Hunter, Paladin to a slightly lesser extent, I guess. And they kind of did pretty good with all of them, if I'm being honest with you. Druid, Horn of Plenty. 2 mana. Discover a nature spell. It costs 2 less. This is a 5-star card. I don't even need to say anything else. Nature Studies, I think, would still see play today if it was in core. And this is kind of Nature Studies, but it gives you a bigger discount. But it also does cost more upfront. But Nature Studies, I think, is still phenomenal. I think this card is phenomenal, and it gives you 2 nature spell procs in 1 turn, or just 2 spells, for 1, and that's very good for cards that we will see later. Word of Earth. Now, here's not a great card, but I don't think it's terrible. 5 mana nature spell, gain 5 armor. So I will summon a random 5-cost minion and give it taunt. I don't know. Also, I think the music stopped. We're gonna put this on. Perfect. Is that too loud? It better not be, because I'm gonna be loud. All right. So this card is okay. I don't know if you would ever justify spending 5 mana for this. I think getting it randomly generated is fine, but I feel like there's the 5 mana neutral epic card that's dormant, I think does this, but better. I think this is 1 star. I think even in nature-oriented decks that we will be seeing, I don't think it's good. Evergreen Stag. Everyone's been talking about this card. 6 mana, 6/7 elusive lifesteal taunt. Not great. But that's actually not true because, like, it is a very good card, right? This is a very sticky, hard guy to take out, and it also gives you lifesteal. I don't know if it's worth running in a deck though. Getting this randomly generated, you're gonna be over the moon about though. I think this is I think it's 1 star, but still expect to see it based off of Discover stuff. Symbiosis, 1 mana. Discover a choose 1 card from another class. Here they all are. We have talked about a good chunk of these. Some of them are fine. Like, I think Twilight Influence is pretty good. And the Death Knight one, which we have not seen yet, I think is also pretty good. I think it could see play in the Nature Druid deck we will be seeing. Still not great, though, in that deck. I think this is 2 stars. But not the worst. Why was Ungro... There we go. Photosynthesis. Crazy, crazy card. 3 mana nature spell, restore 6 health, get 3 random druid spells. This is honestly, I wouldn't say 5 stars. I'm gonna give it 4, only because I don't think this sees play in every single druid deck. But in the nature druid deck, absolutely. This gives you so much value for 3 mana. 3 mana, draw 3, and restore 6 health. 3 mana, restore 6 health by itself is not great, but 3 mana, draw 3, restore 6 health. That's not bad. Dreambound Disciple. Very, cool card, because I love hero powers. I think I said that in the first part. If I didn't, I love them. I don't know why, just I always like pressing the button. That's probably why I liked playing Dr. Boom so much in Boomsday Project. And that's also probably why I liked Galakrond. Anyway, 3 mana, 3/3, Battlecry and Death Rattle. Your next hero power costs 0. Crazy efficient card to give you lots of big stats. With Druid, this is a solid 4-star card. We'll see play in every single Imbue Druid deck easily, which we still haven't seen yet. This card's very cool. Reforestation. Choose 1, draw a spell, or draw a minion. Hold this for 3 turns to do both. I love the spells. If there's one thing that Titans did really, really well is I do like the stuff that Druid got in that set. Specifically the stuff where, specifically the cards where you have to hold on to them for 3 turns, and then they blossom into a stronger card. I like that a lot. I think it's a better way of doing the scheme cards from Rise of Shadows, and I think this card is phenomenal as well. Also, I like the art on it, very fun. I feel like I recognize this artist, which is very cool because I love all the art in Modern Hearthstone, honestly. Yeah, I think this is a crazy efficient card. I think this is... I wonder if it's 5 stars, honestly. If anything, because Druid's losing a lot of ramp, which is very awesome to me. I think this is at least 4. Honestly, I actually would say 5. I really think it is a 5-star card. Yeah, 5 stars. That's my bold take. 5! Whoa. 5 stars. Grove Shaper. This card's weird. I don't know what to think about it. 5 mana, 3/6. After you cast a nature spell, summon a 2/2 Treant with Death Rattle. Get a copy of that spell. I know in Wild people are talking about this with Naturalize and Floop. That's gonna be crazy. I don't even care. I don't play Wild. I don't like Wild. I like being able to actually play minions and not die by turn 3. Here are all the options you can play it with. If I'm being honest, I don't think this has a spot yet, even in Imbue Druid. I think it's just... it's going to see play. This is going to be a 3-star card. I don't think it's 4, though. I don't think this will stick around. And, specifically, I don't think this stays exclusive to the Imbue stuff, either. I think this will see play in non-Imbue decks, honestly. Yeah, Yeah, very, very weird card. I'll be honest. One of the hardest cards I think I have to evaluate. Now, Hamul Rune Totem. This is a day one craft for me. I'm crafting this the second the expansion comes out in about an hour. Crazy card. 5 mana, 5/6. Start a game. If each spelling deck is nature, imbue your hero power. Repeat this every 2 spells you cast. Summon a 1/1 plant golem, which then summon larger and larger man. Ha ha ha. I love day 9. I love old Hearthstone references. I do though, actually. So I was very happy to see day 9 get this card. This card is crazy though. Oh my god! Not only is it crazy, the nature spells that you have are pretty good, and you're not sacrificing as much. You are sacrificing ramp with New Heights. I think Druid can get away with it though. Honestly, I think with stats as crazy as these, I think Druid can get away with it. I think this has to be a 5-star card because if you're making an imbued Druid deck, you have to be running this card in it, right? So I'm gonna give it 5 stars just for that. And finally, Forest Lord Cenarius. Honestly, I don't think this card's that great. 10 mana, 5/8, choose thrice. Give your other minions +1/+3, or summon a 5/5 Ancient with Taunt. It's really slow. Druid has less ways to ramp now. You know, it's not going to replace the Titan, which, oh, I can rant about the Titans all day. I don't like the Titans. I don't like them. I think they overstayed their welcome. I think they are way too strong. I think they're just not very interesting. Or maybe, honestly, like, maybe I would think they were interesting if they weren't, like, if they weren't, like, stupidly strong, because I think they are. What's the Wild God in Druid? Does it not have one? I guess it doesn't. I mean, I guess it makes sense, right? Because it's, like, the Druid set. Overall, Druid. So excited. This is, peak Druid Stone for me. Cause I don't like ramping that I mean, like, I can't say I hate it, you know, it's a part of Druid, but I'm happy to see it go. I definitely said this in the last part. I'm sick of the gifts. I want them all gone. I am gonna miss Hearthstone Brew though, I will be honest. Yeah. Druid, I'm so excited. Probably the class, maybe the class I'm most excited for. I don't know. I'm really excited for this set. Demon Hunter. A weird class that I normally don't like. However, if there was one time I loved Demon Hunter was Forge of the Barons, Death Rattle, Demon Hunter. I think Death Rattle works really well for Demon Hunter. And I also do like their big demon stuff, but that has never worked out crazy well, other than maybe with the Colossal Minion. But I feel like Demon Hunter set here is pretty fun. So let's talk about it. Grim Harvest, 2 mana, draw a card, summon a random Dormant Dreadseed. Now these are not the wild seeds from Castle Nathria, so let's go over these really quick. 3 mana, Serpent Dreadseed, 5/5 Undead Beast, Taunt Lifesteal Dormant for 3 turns. For 3 turns, that is pretty slow, but once you get it out, you're going to be pretty happy with it. Also, the art on these are great! They're so cool! Hound Dreadseed, Dormant for 2 turns. When this awakens, give your hero +3 attack this turn. Pretty good. I think for 2 mana, I think this is a really good option to get. And then finally, 1 mana, 3/3 Elusive Dormant for 1 turn. Fine. So if I had to compare these to the previous Dreadseeds, I think this one's probably actually better than the old Dormant for 3 turns one. This one's definitely better, and this one I think is worse. But for Demon Hunter, I think these are really cool. A 2 mana draw for Demon Hunter, honestly, they can honestly do better when it comes to draw, but I think this is still a solid option. I'm gonna give this 3 stars. Maybe even 4. 3 though. Nightmare Dragonkin. This card's cool. The art's kind of weird though, right? Isn't like the face kind of zany? What song? This song's awesome. This is Mecha Jiraxis. This song goes ham. Anyway, Nightmare Dragonkin, 3 mana 4/2, Death Rattle, Dragon. Reduce the cost of the rightmost card in your hand by 2. Cool card. Mana cheating you should always respect. This is decent mana cheat. It's technically a 1 mana 4/2. That's not bad. I would play a 1 mana 4/2, would you? I would. And it is a Death Rattle card. I don't know how much the Death Rattle stuff's going to work. I really hope it does, because I'm gonna be trying it. I think this is a decent card. This is a 3-star card as well. Defiled Spear, 4 mana 2/3 weapon. After your hero attacks an enemy, deal your hero's attack damage to another random enemy. Weird. I feel like I've seen this weapon like already in Demon Hunter. I feel like I have. I mean, obviously I haven't because this is a new thing. It's cool. I don't know if aggressive Demon Hunter is going to see play right now, which is fine by me. Even though I don't mind Naga stuff, I don't know. This is a 1-star card, but this will easily become good once Demon Hunter has easy ways to gain a ton of attack, which they already have, like, decent ways, but I think this card is just sitting here and sleeping in the Emerald Dream, maybe, waiting to be awakened by something else. 1-star card, though, for now. Jump Scare! Did I scare you? 2 mana, discover a demon that costs 5 or more with a dark gift. Shuffle the other 2 into your deck. A weird card, 1-star, but I love the art. Very, very funny. I think it's a cute card. It's 1-star, though. Here we go. 4 mana, Dread Soul Corruptor. Battlecry and Death Rattle, summon a random dormant Dread Seed. We already looked at these. This is another solid card. Unfortunately, it doesn't have a tribe attached to it, which is kind of unfortunate, but I still think it's good enough to run. This is also a 3-star card. In any mid-range Demon Hunter deck, this card will see play. No, here we go. Now here's the stuff that I like. Ravenous Fell Hunter. 5 mana, 5/3 demon, Death Rattle. Resurrect a friendly Death Rattle minion that costs 4 or less. Summon a copy of it. We've already seen this card in the pre-release Tavern Brawl with the Arcanite Soul Crystal, the 4 mana Starship piece that gives you now 4 armor. Has been kind of insane. If I'm being honest, I kind of wish it wasn't used for that. I wish it was used for more for other Death Rattle stuff. Now that's what I'm gonna be doing with it. And for that reason, I can't wait to play this card. But even without my like funny like meme decks, I think this card's pretty good. I think this is this is at least a 3-star card. Honestly, I think potential to actually be 4 stars. And that is because I'm actually gonna skip over a card, and that's because of Ferocious Fellbat. 7 mana, 7/5. Death Rattle, resurrect a different friendly Death Rattle minion that costs 5 or more, and summon a copy of it. Very similar to the card we just saw. This is also a pretty good card. Same thing as before. You know, you are allowed to just chain Death Rattles like crazy, and that's what I want to be doing. I think these are both, again, at the very least, 3-star cards. I don't think this sees play in any like big demon deck though. To be fair, so this one probably stays 3 stars, where this one I think actually could be 4 stars. I'll be honest, I don't know how to pronounce this card. I see this word everywhere, you know, in tons of like fantasy stuff. I don't know what it actually says. Wyvern Slumber. 3 mana. Here is the choose 1 card. Very, very cool art. Choose 1. Summon 2 dormant Dread Seeds or deal 2 damage to all minions. This is a pretty efficient card. Dread Seeds are pretty good, as we have went over. I think this is like a decent card. I think this is going to be a solid 3-star card. I could see the Dread Seeds sliding into pretty much any Demon Hunter deck for the next 2 years. And I'm okay with that, because I actually really liked the Wild Seeds in Hunter. And these seem like a very Demon Hunter variation of them. That's cool. The 2 damage to all minions is fine. I feel like Demon Hunter goes back and forth, I feel like, between being able to easily deal with enemy boards and to not be able to deal with them. So I think right now, I think this card is okay with both options. But we'll see how prevalent the second option is like a year from now. Finally, the legendaries. Alarashi. 5 mana 5/5 Demon Beast. Battlecry. Transform minions in your hand into random demons. They keep their original stats and cost. Very fun meme card. It is only 1 star, but I like it. I don't think I kind of want it though, honestly. Like, this is like a meme card that I don't even think I really want to like build a deck around. Will be fun to discover. Excited to see what happens with it. One star though. Omen. Again, I love seeing Omen. I bought his first skin like 2 or 3 years ago, and I love it. Again, I don't really play a lot of Demon Hunter, so you know, so for me to actually buy a skin for him, that says something. And Omen is a 10 mana 6/12 Demon Beast, Rush, Wind Fury, Death Rattle. Deal 1 damage to all enemies, improves after this attacks. So, usually, this is a 10 mana 6/12 Rush, Wind Fury, Death Rattle, deal 3 damage to all enemies. Is that good? No. But, you might be able to cheat this out. In that case, still okay. I want to give it 2 stars. It is only a 1-star card. This is easily the worst Wild Beast. Now, off of Malorn, for only 1 mana, now we're talking. Similar to Magtheridon, resealed, I think, from Whizbang. You know, this will be a really fun card to discover. Signature looks insane! I love it. I want to give it 2 stars out of my heart, but it is only a 1-star card. And that's Demon Hunter. Very fun set. I think, you know, they always struggle with Demon Hunter, you know, because it's always hard to, like, see, like, hey, what is their class identity? I feel like they're still kind of figuring that out. But I love the Death Rattle stuff. I think the Death Rattle stuff they have here is very good. I think these combined with the few Death Rattle cards we already have, I think will make for a really fun mid-range Death Rattle deck, and I can't wait to play it. Very excited. Finally, Death Knight. My favorite thing they've added to Hearthstone, maybe ever. I love Death Knight. I already have, I think, almost as many wins on Death Knight as I do Demon Hunter. So that just goes to show how much I like Death Knight and how much I don't like Demon Hunter. And this set is very interesting. They got some cool stuff. Starting with Rite of Atrocity. 1 mana, 1 Unholy Rune. Discover an undead. Spend 2 corpses to give it a dark gift. This is really efficient. Dark gifts are really strong. And the pool of undeads is going to be much smaller come this rotation. Will this see play in Standard? Not a ton. It will see play in Arena like crazy, as it already has. I think this is a 3-star card. Probably will be bumped down to 2, I think. Even just in like a set or 2. But for now, I think this will see a bit of play. Monstrous Mosquito. No runes, 1 mana beast. 1/2 at the end of your turn. Give all other minions +1 attack. Unique card here. Very unique card. This is a very strong card too for only 1 mana. And you can run it anywhere. What decks want this though? Obviously, you know, Death Knight is a lot about the leeches and stuff in this. I love the whole bug theme they have going on here. I think it's a lot of fun. I think it's okay. I think unless you're running like super duper aggro, I don't think this card sees play though. I'll be honest, I think this is a 2-star card, but not because it's bad, just because it doesn't have a deck for it yet. Infested Breath. 2 mana, 1 blood. Deal 2 damage, summon a 0/2 leech. Now here is the big Death Knight thing. Leeches, a bloated leech, sorry. 1 mana, 0/2 beast. At the end of your turn, your hero steals 1 health, the lowest health enemy. These are really cool. I like this mechanic a lot. I think it's going to be very strong. As the pre-release Brawl has shown us, I think this will be a very strong deck. We will see how it goes. This card is crazy in it. I'll be honest, I think the entire set might be 5 stars. At the very least, I think this card is very efficient. This is actually probably a 5-star card, yeah. Morbid Swarm, 1 blood and 1 unholy, so a little bit harder to run, but the payoff is pretty good. Choose 1, summon 2 1/1 ants, which are very fun little guys, or spend 2 corpses to deal 4 damage to a minion for only 1 mana. This is very good. This is a 5-star card. Any deck that is not a triple rune deck will be running this. In fact, it makes me worried because I feel like Frost got shafted again, which I'm okay with. I don't like Frost. I don't like Frost. I love Unholy and Blood way more, so I'm okay with it, but even I'm starting to feel kind of bad, because the only cool stuff Frost has ever gotten is none. But Frost had some stuff in Perils in Paradise, but even then, like, it's not that great. This card, though, is crazy. 5-star card, easily. This is easily the best Death Knight card, I think. Corpse Flower, the worst card for, maybe not, we'll see. 3 mana, 0/5 undead, which is kind of interesting that it is an undead. 2 unholy though, so this is very hard to run. After your opponent summons a minion, spend 2 corpses to deal 3 damage to it. I love this design though. I think this is awesome. I feel like this doesn't see play in anything other than like a really corpse focused deck. Now, there is a new card in core which does give you twice as many corpses. This card is very good with that. And it also is a 5 health body. That is harder to remove than something like, you know, 3 or even 4, honestly. I don't think it's good, though. I'm going to give it 1 star, but I give it 1.5. It could see play in something, just not in anything that we are talking about today. Sanguine Infestation. Very sad art. Like, oh my god. That's so sad. Really good. Two blood, though. 4 mana, draw 2 cards. So 4 mana, draw 2 is not great anymore. Heck, it wasn't even great even when the game first came out. But you could get away with it then. Now it's hard to do. But this also summons two of the leeches. I think this is incredible. The only problem is, it's gonna be hard to run. You know, I think Death Knight is gonna be either 2 blood, 1 unholy, or 2 unholy, 1 blood. Either going for a more Death Rattle corpse stuff, or the more blood leech stuff such as this. And in those decks, this is a 5-star card. Grotesque Runeblade. Really, really cool art. 2 mana, 2/2, unholy and blood. Battlecry. If the last card you played had an unholy rune, gain +1 attack. Repeat for blood and +1 durability. Very strong. This, you know, this can be a 2 mana 3/3 weapon on turn 2. This is very good. But if I'm being honest, I don't know if it needs it. I'm not gonna call it bad. I'm gonna give it only 4 stars because I don't think this is gonna see as much play as some of the other stuff. Hideous Husk. Crazy card. I think I like this. I think I like the stuff here in Death Knight a lot because it reminds me of Princess Mononoke, which is my favorite Ghibli film. And I don't know. I think the idea of like bugs just like, you know, like infecting things is really cool. I don't know why. Like I hope I'm not like weird for thinking that, but I love the direction. Also, just I don't know. You know, you can only do so much with like, oh, this is an undead for Death Knight. You know, this is still an undead, but it's an undead beast that makes it a little more interesting. Anyways, the card 6 mana 3/5, 1 blood rune. Crazy, by the way. Your leeches steal 2 more health from their victims. Battlecry summon 2 0/2 leeches. So this becomes now steal 3 health from a random. Oh, sorry, not from random. From the lowest health enemy at the end of your turn. 3. So this is at the very least 6 mana 3/5. Steal 6 health. Not too shabby. I think this card's very good. 5-star card. Yeah, this is a 5-star card. I guess 4.5, but I'm gonna stick with 5. Nathendria, this is a cool one, and a really good quartz generator, and I kind of forgot about it before, so don't make fun of me. 7 mana, Undead Dragon, 7/7, 2 Unholy Runes, thank God. Taunt and Death Rattle split into 1/1 Beetles, also crazy cool signature. At the start of your turn, reform with any remaining. So this summons seven little fellas. Let's say your opponent kills 5 of them. Then Nathendria comes back as a 2/2. I don't know if the cost also becomes 2. I don't know if it stays 7 mana or not. I'm not sure. This is a really efficient card. This is a very sticky minion, and it also has taunt. This is again in any non-double blood deck, this will see play. This is obviously a 5-star card. And finally, the last card, Ursoc. This was the first wild card we actually saw, which is kind of funny that we are ending on it, I think. 9 mana, 6/14 beast, battlecry attack all other minions. So similar to Deathwing from Descent of Dragons. Death Rattle, resurrect any this killed. Now this Death Rattle includes ones it killed without the battlecry. You know, so if this survives for a turn, you then attack something else and it kills it, it will also resurrect that minion on your side of the board. This is a really efficient card. I don't think it's the best Wild God. I don't think it's the worst. This is definitely in the higher tier of them. It's good. I think this is a 4-star card. I don't think it's 5 though. Thankfully, it doesn't have any rune requirements, so that's pretty good. But yeah, I think this is a 4-star card. Basically, I think Death Knight may have the best set. May have the best set of cards for this. For Emerald Dream. I think my cat just had the zoomies and ran around. Overall, I think this is such a good set, such a great way to go into the new year. I said it before. Did not like last year, very much, if at all. This is such a good step in the right direction. All the cards that have gotten nerfed are all cards that had to be nerfed. I'm ready to have my minions be my minions and not have them be taken over every single turn. And Death Knight was a big part of that because of Reska. I'm ready to dust her. I cannot wait for this set. I will be playing it on stream today. Thank you for watching. I hope to do this again for the mini set and for any balance changes that happen in the future. I want to start making a lot more Hearthstone stuff because it is one of my favorite games. It's easily my favorite card game. It means a lot to me. You know, it's my dream to work there, but that's not important right now. I love this game, and I want to see it succeed. And the stuff that we're seeing right now from the team is such a good step. So I have a lot of faith. And thank you for watching. Don't forget to be awesome. And I'll see you later for the release of the set.